Wow. Okay. So thank you for being here, and I'm really honored to speak today about my humble story. I mean, I'm only 24 years old, so I don't know if you guys are going to hear a lot in my lifetime because I'm still young, and that's good for me. I'm gonna start with two things. The first thing is small paragraph, and then we're gonna watch a video. It's like 2 minutes video. It's good for a nap after the lunch we had, and it's about my city and where came from. So you will see the colors, the people there, the city, the mosques. I will start with the first thing that you need to know about ex-Muslim is that the best term in Arabic to describe us is basically a swear word, murtad, meaning someone who turns their back on Islam. The word has a dirty, spit on the ground feeling to it, with a rolling R and a sharp drop at the end. And moving from that, I'll show you my city, and I hope you like it. So, I was born and raised in Qayrawan, which is the fourth Islamic capital in the world. Also, I grew up in a very conservative community and very gated family. My two uncles were imams. And growing up, I just, figured that I could be an artist, and I started like drawing, and I had that first command of stop doing that. It's forbidden. And we were discussing earlier about this thing, and I can't give it a soul. I'm just like drawing faces and drawing pictures and adding colors, and they were like trying to stop me since I was a kid. Also, I have to mention this, which is I'm lefty, and I can't eat my lunch because I'm using the left hand. So my hand is gonna be like tied up, and I should use the right one, because if I use the left one, the evil is gonna eat with me. Yeah. So when I was 15, the revolution came to Tunisia. Started in Tunisia, and a lot of eyes opened, and a lot of opportunities to youth became more easy to get, and I was one of them. I was only 15 years old, and I started meeting people from different backgrounds, especially Muslims that I've never heard about, which they're Salafists and Dawah and different groups. In the left part, they were like communists and free thinkers, and I started like learning about them and reading books and reading articles and discussing different topics about human rights and religion, and from that I started building kind of a personality of asking a lot of questions to first my family. And I remember when I just, even if I have like a question about Isra wal Mi'raj, which doesn't make sense for me as a kid, it was very creative, the way how the story, they told us the story. And it was only one answer, which is تلك حدود الله فلا تقربوها, which is we have red lines you can't cross. We have limits you can't cross. You can't even think about those things because God created us and God made this Quran and everything is perfect and we can't question anything. So I get upset because I couldn't find a good answers. So I went from my like close community, which is my family, to making friends. And the first or the only place that I found that respected me was a youth for not communists, but they're more socialists, and they actually recruit me as a free thinker, and they started like giving me books and helped me figure out some stuff that I can't find answers to. So I became like I guess activist is a big word and I can't say it, but I guess I became more active on the community and asking everyone and the like cafe and like in school. I started like into politics, and it was like our fashion that in those years, because of the revolution, everyone is doing politics and everyone has an opinion, everyone has commands and ideas, and I got into a lot of troubles because of that. So asking about religion and doing politics with the left part makes me they actually kicked me out from community, and I was like the kafir shuyoi, which is the kafir communist, which is like I mean two great names that they were a reason to sorry I got kicked from school. They destroyed my art. They actually even bit me, and it was very hard to escape, you know, the amount of hatred and problems there. So I got into like that void of leaving religion, but not finding any thing to refill that place, because religion was a place to pray and say whatever you have in your heart to God, so He can hear you. And it was like a meditation, and then you just left the religion, and you don't have nothing to do, or no one to say your problems to, because everyone was like worried about even sitting with me. Even like my close friends, they abandoned me because I am a free thinker, not an atheist. So I went like between 2011 to 2014 was like 3 years of progress, getting into a lot of details and learning more about movements in the world, and the end of 2014, like June 20th, I actually found a replacement for the religion, which is love. I met my wife, and I thought that is gonna be, you know, very helpful. That love is gonna give me solutions and makes me closer to the community. But it was totally the opposite, because even my wife, she's a soldier. She's like she's a feminist, and she's a human rights activist, and but I guess I found someone on my team, I mean next to me, fighting with me, and we started a new journey from there that almost got us killed, but it was fun. It was fun. I loved it because I wasn't alone until now. So between 2014 and 2016, we had a huge experience with youth that they were going and recruited by ISIS, and they were going to like from Turkey to like from Tunisia, Libya to Turkey, and they go to Syria, and so Tunisia, they send like over 8,000 soldier jihadists to Syria, and 60% of those people, they were from my city. Even a lot of terrorist groups, they were created by the name of Uqba, which is from my city. And the first mosque that he built in the history was that great mosque that you saw in the video. And so Asma, she was like doing this project with youth from small neighborhoods that they were into drugs or terrorism, or not terrorism, let's say like extremism, and she was trying to recruit them to do art like theater through psychodrama, which is a therapy through theater. And I got very interested, and we started a journey together. They kicked us out from every cultural space. They didn't give us any spaces to rehearse, so we rehearsed on the place where the first Salafist meeting was held in Qayrawan, and we got a lot of trouble because of that. They attacked us in our home because we were living together and we're not married, and that's not legal and forbidden. But we were crazy back then, and we were enjoying it. We were enjoying disturbing those groups and telling them that, hey, we're here and we're growing up and we'll change, we'll keep an impact. But when it comes to our lives, my family, Asma, they were like, let's get the hell out of here. And I was like, no, I'm not leaving. And we got into a fight. And she was like, let's travel, find another place, build a career. And when we have money, power, and we're like, we can go back and take a place on the country, and we can change and we can do real change. And I was like, no, I'm not leaving my city. I'm not leaving my friends. I'm not leaving, because they're living in a place that could take them in wrong paths, and let me help them. And she was like, okay, go with me to the embassy, take your visa, and then decide. A week before, we got a group attacked me, and then when I had my visa, after like 2 days, I have all my papers ready to go to America. I was very scared, and not because just of me. I mean, because I have my girlfriend back there. She's with me, and I don't want her to get hurt. So we just kept everything there. I left my family, my little room with all my arts and thoughts, just to start a new life, to learn more about the world, and to find a way to change things back there. So we arrived here to the U.S. at November 8th. It was a great night. I'm so lucky. It was the election night, 2016. We watched the results at the 42nd Street. We were like huge TVs, and they was so happy because Trump is not getting a lot of votes. And someone next to me, he said like, but he's still winning. I was like, how? I mean, I didn't know that. I mean, there are like different rules here. I mean, but anyway, it was a great night. It was a memorable night. And we actually started our, path, new path from there, from restaurants to workshops to meeting beautiful people. That helped us a lot to find our way, and to find good jobs. And now I'm really happy that I took the risk to come to the U.S. and to share this humble story with you. And I'm really happy that I have a good job now, and I work for the Muslim community, but more safe. I can say my opinions. I can discuss with them without any risks. And I'm really happy to work for the community, for the Muslim American community, to learn more about the community here and to get their stories and to put the community together into events, artistic, cultural events, to be part of Muslimish to listen to more debates, to listen to more thoughts, and today I'm really proud also of my wife. We got married last November, and she's a Broadway actress now, and she's doing well. But just the only thing that I'm going to add, and I guess I'm done. It's kind of a joke. So I was getting threats back home from Muslims, extremists, and I ran away to the U.S. After the New Zealand accident, or the problem, the mosque back in New Zealand, we actually had the threat on our organization's Facebook page. It was a comment from a guy who's from Texas, said that he's gonna kill us. So I told the story to my wife, and she was like, "Really? I mean, you're not you're not going to get killed by Muslims, but you're going to get killed by atheists." And I was like, "Oh no, no worries. We're in the U.S." So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having me here, and I guess that's it.
I don't know, just